What is your American dream?
My American dream is we all get along and love each other.
My American dream is for my grandchildren to have all the opportunity that they should have, fulfill their own dreams, and be fully American citizens.
My American dream is peace, humanity, and justice for all.
My American dream is for people of all faiths, colors, religions to come together and to rebuild a system so that it works for everyone.
We'll all come together and become the democracy that we really are, and the strong, caring people that we are.
My American dream is no poverty, that young black men shouldn't get shot.
My American dream is that we can be a wonderful, colorful, diverse America, that we just all love each other and accept each other as we are.
My American dream is that every single American, every single person on earth is treated with the same respect and dignity afforded to everybody. Every single human on this planet should be treated with love and compassion.
We continue to aspire to what I think we can be as a country, which is what the Statue of Liberty says we are. It's just a welcoming country that's a democracy.
My American dream is a nation of immigrants that loves each other without any barriers of color, race, or class.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is Thursday, Bradshaw Live, and of course, I'm always joined by the beautiful Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, and I will tell you guys right now, I am in a really good mood.
You are?
Wow.
I am in a good mood, and you're going to see it today.
Okay.
You are going
like
to see
that.
Everyone's going to see it today.
I like that. I didn't
You
know
like
this.
it? I
Yeah.
am in a good mood.
Why? Why is that?
Why? Yeah, I need
I
to
will
know
tell
why.
you why. After 2.5 months of having my gallbladder out,
Gallbladder out.
okay, being on crutches,
Yeah.
Yes.
being on, that's right.
Wait.
You look down.
Wait, are you not?
That's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. You didn't even notice, right?
I didn't even
You didn't
notice.
notice. I sauntered in. I sauntered in today. I spoke to Yo-Yo. I spoke to Belgium Kim.
It's true.
And then I turned around and I said, I'm going to be right back. And you said, okay. And I moonwalked right out of here.
You did.
I literally moonwalked
You did.
right out of the
is
studio.
true. Yeah.
Nobody said a word to me.
I didn't even notice
Then
it.
I came back in.
Yeah.
I did a twirl.
Yeah.
And I jumped
Did you
into
do all that?
yes, and I jumped into my seat. Nobody saw.
And then you did a handstand
No, I didn't
on
do
the
it.
desk.
I didn't do any handstand. and I will be. And nobody noticed anything.
Well-
I just got back from the doctor. It was no more than like 3 hours ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was at the doctor all day, and they did all these tests. And for those of you who have not seen me, I've been wearing this brace like I
Yeah.
was. Forrest Gump as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you ever see that Forrest Gump movie where he's in
Didn't
the
he have,
brace?
like, polo?
Yeah, I don't know what he
yeah,
had,
yeah.
but I was in like a.
I said polo?
I don't know what he had. Yeah,
Polio.
I've been wearing a polo shirt for a while, but I don't have polo.
Polio.
Right, I don't have a
Ralph Lauren.
polio. I thought you meant did he have a Ralph Lauren shirt on? I go, I've been wearing Ralph Lauren my whole life. But I had a brace on.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to really. I mean, it looked like a Forrest Gump brace,
Yeah.
right?
It did.
And for those of you who've been, I was like literally from my hip to my ankle.
Yeah.
And I
would wobble away.
And I would waddle around like I was, we keep calling like all week or all month we've been saying like all the villains from Batman.
Right.
I look like the Penguin from
Penguin.
Batman. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Batman. So
That's the
that's
gist
what
right
I look
there.
like. That's right. So today I went and they took X-ray.
Yeah.
And then they went and took an MRI.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
spent all day at the hospital. And I came back, and the doctor said, "You see this? We're giving it away to charity."
Oh, yes.
So-
Bionic Man no
yes,
more.
So the Bionic Man no
Congratulations.
more. And she said, "You can walk." I go, "What do you mean I can walk? I haven't walked in 2.5 months." She goes, "You can walk." I
Did it
said,
feel
"You-"
weird?
It felt weird. I
Yeah.
said, "You sure?" She goes, "Well, if you want to use crutches." I go, "No more crutches."
Right.
I said, "I don't care if I fall on my face." I am walking out of here.
That would have been a little bit fun.
And it was like similar like to go back to Forrest Gump. It was similar to Forrest Gump. He
when
just
he
rips
like
off his
runs,
braces.
he's running and he just like rips them off. That's how you felt?
That's how I felt.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
congratulations.
Thank you very much. So I went to celebrate after I left the doctor because I was able to literally walk out.
Right. Skip on out of there.
I don't know if I moonwalked out. I moonwalked in here. Nobody said anything. So I walked down the street and I said, "How would I celebrate? You know, how should I celebrate?"
Right.
I said I can go and get some alcohol.
That would
I
be
said,
a
but
great
nope,
way.
I got a whole show to do later on.
That's
Okay.
true.
I said,
Responsible.
right? What?
Responsible.
That's correct. I said I could go buy more Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. I said I don't need them, and Ralph doesn't need my money. He's rich enough.
Right.
Right. So I did the next best thing.
You got
What was
you
that?
got us Ralph Lauren stuff.
No.
I was about to say, because
Nope.
our show can use it.
Nope. I did the next best thing.
What was that?
What would Brad Bernstein do to celebrate? I found the closest pizza place.
Yeah.
I got 2 slices of pizza
Nice.
and a Coca-Cola, and that's what makes me happy.
And you know, that's all
That's
that
what makes me
matters.
happy.
As long as you're
Well,
happy
I
after.
said 2 slices of pizza, and I'm happy.
Was it good pizza?
I know, I was about to ask.
It was greasy,
Oh,
cheesy,
Yeah.
doughy,
Nice.
perfect.
Oh,
Delicious.
nice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
Now, my gallbladder is not going to be happy about
I was
that.
just about to say.
Right, because I'm not supposed to eat that stuff. But I said, you know what?
This is
today,
once. Yeah.
it's once thing. I'll be okay.
Just don't do it all the time.
Correct. Now, if for any during this 2-hour show plus the 20-minute Brad after show,
Right.
if you see me at any time literally pick up and run out, you know it's the gallbladder.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what happens with the gallbladder.
that's
When you
what
don't when you don't have a gallbladder,
Right.
okay,
So what
and you
happens?
eat something very fattening or cheesy and doughy and full of sauce,
All of the above.
happens?
all of the above, there's nothing to break down all in my body, all that fat. So it just goes. It's like
I'll just go straight down.
just go straight
Straight
down.
through
Well, that's actually pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
like
It's a
fast
good
metabolism.
Yeah, it would be a very fast metabolism.
Wait,
that's
should I
good.
have my gallbladder?
Right. I want my gallbladder
You know
out.
what? Maybe that should be like the new thing instead of like we're tying
Gastric
your
bypass,
gastro bypass,
yeah.
right?
Just take out your
Just take out the
gallbladder.
gallbladder because you can't eat that stuff anymore.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Well-
I don't want my body to be able to metabolize fat at all. That sounds perfect.
neither.
Well, although you have told me that your friend, I think it was you,
Did I? Maybe.
I think so. You also had their gallbladder out, but their name wasn't Brad, so he
Yes.
so he calls it the gallbladder,
his was
He
the
does, yeah.
gallbladder.
and he says he eats whatever he wants and he's fine.
He does, but it's like a year later. But yes, I see him eat gross all the time.
Yeah. When I eat gross like today, I'm in for it. It hasn't happened yet.
Oof.
Knock on wood.
Knock
So
on wood.
wait until 6:15. We'll
Wait
check
until-
back.
We'll see how
Start
it goes.
smelling some stuff
We'll
out
see
here.
how
When
it
we
goes.
sign off at 7:12,
But I
you'll
was
know why.
very surprised, Jonathan. You know, I walked in. You're like, "Hey, how are you?" And I literally go, "Great." And you were looking at me, and I literally moonwalked
Like, I
out.
knew something was different, too.
I should have put on the sparkly gloves.
Right.
Maybe
Kick your leg up a little bit.
Right.
Maybe grab your crotch. like,
Well, you know what? I'm not going to come greet you and grab my crotch. Okay,
That's exactly what you do.
At some point, that's not going to happen. Maybe never.
MJ, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because Jonathan and I are too focused on the content of your character and not your outward
That is
appearance.
correct. That is
we can
correct.
You know,
Yes.
that's what we're
So
looking at.
meanwhile, we got to say hello to the whole squad and welcome everybody to Brad Show Live. We will be answering your immigration questions in about another 15, 20 minutes or so, maybe 25 minutes. I don't know. Somewhere in there, like 15, 20 minutes. You can call right now, 1-800-529-5465. Also, after the show is over at 7:30, a few minutes after, we are going to do Brad Show After Hours on YouTube. So for those of you who can't get enough of this, it just has to keep going.
Which should be all of you.
Right, it just has to keep going forever. Okay, we will be shutting our show off at 7:30, going live on YouTube only. So please subscribe to YouTube. Will be the only way that you're going to be notified of our pop-up show, Brad Show After Hours. This week only, we're doing it right after the show. After tonight, we don't know when we're going to pop up.
Ain't no telling.
Ain't no telling when that's going to happen.
Ain't no telling.
Ain't no
Right?
telling.
So please subscribe to Brad Show Live on YouTube. In the meantime, I do have to say hello to the squad.
Absolutely.
And the first person I got to say hello to is the first person to say hello to us.
Who is that?
Sandra Thompson on Facebook.
Hello.
And Kool-Aid. We'll talk about Aretha in a second, Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Rest in peace, the Queen of Soul. She was
start right now.
Yeah, she was. Well, you know what? Let's talk about that because Kool-Aid on YouTube is saying R.I.P. And I mean, when you think of 1960s music, okay? I mean, and you say, okay, who is like, it's Beatles and Aretha Franklin.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who's one and who's two. In terms of like just strictly like 1960s.
Let's be real. None of them are being called the king of anything. She's called the Queen of Soul.
That is true. That is true. But I mean, that's what you think about.
Yeah.
I don't know who's one, who's two. She could be one, Beatles two, vice versa. I don't know.
You ask me, Aretha definitely is one because she had more hits. She was
definitely the Queen of Soul.
Yeah.
That's what she was called, right? And she died, unfortunately and sadly, too early.
Yeah.
Because she had a lot of life left in her.
Absolutely.
She was 76 years old, I believe, right?
Yeah, 76.
And that's too young now, I think.
Absolutely.
I think 76 is too young.
When you hear 76, it's so crazy because when I was younger, I was like, oh
yeah, there's Aretha and Michael.
Yeah,
we were talking about him.
No, it's very young, and especially because she had such a very light and very young spirit.
Yeah.
And she was just, she was still performing. She just canceled one of her performances like recently, maybe a couple months ago, just because you know, she was sick.
She had advanced pancreatic cancer, and unfortunately, with pancreatic cancer, as great as our medicine is today in the United States of America, they still don't have a good treatment and protocol for pancreatic cancer. It's like it's a death sentence.
Right. Yeah.
Pancreatic cancer. So when you get it, unfortunately, you know, it's just a matter of time. And Aretha got it, and the family had a statement here, which I'm going to read. It says, in one of the darkest moments of our lives, we are not able to find the appropriate words to express the pain in our heart. We have lost the matriarch and rock of our family. The love she had for her children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and cousins knew no bounds. We have been deeply touched by the incredible outpouring of love and support we have received from close friends, supporters, and fans all around the world. Thank you for your compassion and prayers. We have felt your love for Aretha, and it brings us comfort to know that our legacy will live on. As we grieve, we ask that you respect our privacy during these difficult times. They have not, as far as I am aware, as of this moment, made any arrangements in terms of a funeral. My guess is that it will be a private service for family and close friends. I am sure they will also have a public memorial at some point, but nothing has been decided as of yet. She stopped touring, actually, Jonathan, February 2017. So February 2017 was basically the end of her
as a tour, but
of her career.
I think she was still performing.
But yes, it said well. Actually, Belgium Kim gave me all my notes today. Thank you.
No problem.
Belgium Kim did all the research on this, and you are right.
Yeah.
In February 2017, she stopped touring, but she continued to book concerts.
Yes.
And she actually, the last public performance was November.
Yes.
With Elton John at his AIDS Foundation. And over the course of her professional career, you know, songs everybody knows, Respect, right? You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman.
Yeah, that was the
I was going to ask you guys, what was your guys' favorite?
Natural Woman.
Natural Woman?
Natural Woman, because it was the first Aretha song I ever heard, and it's the first song that's ever made me cry. I just think it's just beautiful.
It
is.
You know,
to just feel comfortable in your skin.
Yeah, it's just beautiful and everything. And Think is also great, where you know she's empowering women. If you really think about the words of that song.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So she was actually, thank you, Belgium Kim, I didn't know this either. I'm just reading this now. She is the first woman admitted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Were you aware of that, Jonathan?
I did know about that.
Yes. She has 88 Billboard charts spanning from 1967 to 1975 and more than 24 top 40 hits. 18 Grammy Awards. She has performed for Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, She has.
She sang at Martin Luther King's funeral.
I did not know that.
In '68.
Wow.
Yeah, she has
done it all.
Yeah. She is a legend.
Yes, even has an honorary degree from Harvard.
That was her and Martin Luther King.
Do you know she has an honorary degree from Harvard?
That I did not know.
Yes. So let's see what Elton John, who was the last artist that she performed with, he tweeted, the loss of Aretha Franklin is a blow for everybody who loves real music. I agree. Music from the heart, the soul, and the church. Her voice was unique. Her piano playing underrated. She was one of my favorite pianists. I was fortunate enough to spend time with her and witness her last performance of benefit at the St. John the Divine Cathedral. She was obviously unwell, and I wasn't sure she could perform, but Aretha did, and she raised the roof. She sang and played magnificently, and we all wept.
Wow.
We were witnessing the greatest soul artist of all time. I adored her and worshipped her talent. God bless her. My condolences to all her family and friends. We shared the same birthday, and that meant so much to me. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Her and Elton share the same birthday. The whole world will miss her, but will always rejoice in her remarkable legacy. The Queen is dead. Long live the Queen.
Wow.
But her music will go on forever. She will be remembered forever.
Yes.
She has made a huge, just with her voice and her lyrics and her music and the range of her career spanning over 40 years, she has made a difference in so many lives.
Absolutely.
And she will definitely, you make me feel like a natural woman. It's just such an iconic. I mean, respect is also.
Right.
But if you ask me,
totally.
Like if you say Aretha Franklin play one song,
that would be it.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Nice. No, I love that song.
I also really love "Say a Little Prayer." Like
I was about to say that's one of my favorite ones. Say a Little Prayer.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Say a little prayer for me forever and ever. We can't. I wish we could play the music.
I know.
Mark Zuckerberg will shut us off.
He's a hater.
Yeah, he's a hater.
I feel like this should be the time that he would actually let it go. But
right. Like, okay, you guys, just today you're allowed to play only Aretha Franklin.
Bette Midler tweeted.
Yeah.
Who also, by the way, Bette Midler, one of the greatest voices of all time.
Just saw her.
But Bette Midler tweeted, Aretha Franklin is the greatest voice in American music. Our beloved Aretha Franklin is gone. For me, she was a musical lighthouse, guiding and inspiring with every note. I loved her so and loved her still. Goodbye, Queen of Soul.
Wow.
Barack Obama, he tweeted as well. Aretha helped define the American experience. In her voice, we could feel our history, all of it, and in every shade. Our power and our pain, our darkness and our light, our quest for redemption, and our hard-won respect. May the Queen of Soul rest in eternal peace. Do you know when I first found out about Aretha Franklin?
When?
She was in the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
She was.
Right, and she had right. She had a whole scene with John Belushi and that's when
and
there it is, right there. It's up.
She was like a waitress.
And that's when. I don't know, maybe this was like in the late, I don't know when the Blues Brothers was, late 70s?
It wasn't in the 80s?
No, I don't think so. It was late 70s probably. I was 8, 9, 10 years old maybe at the time.
It was 1980.
Yeah, I was 12 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I'm sure I remember in my life hearing her music. But that
right there.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that scene, and I was always an Aretha lover ever since.
Wow.
Yeah. She was born in Memphis in 1942. She was raised in Detroit. Her father was a prominent minister and also a nationally known gospel singer.
Wow.
She sang in her choir in her father's church. And although she declined her dad's offer of piano lessons, she taught herself instead. And Elton John said that she was a great pianist.
Right,
we didn't know that. I didn't know that. I know her as a singer.
Like he said, underrated.
Especially the fact that she's self-taught. That's insane.
Yeah. She was signed to Columbia Records in 1960, but it wasn't her arrival at Atlantic Records in the second half of the 1960s that she became an all-purpose entertainer. Songs like Respect were not only huge sellers, but they were adopted by many people in the, in that movement for social justice in the 1960s. Blacks fighting for social justice, feminists fighting for social justice. And she did sing at Martin Luther King Jr. Correct, I'm reading the facts here. Yeah. And we saw the picture of her there, but Martin Luther King Jr. was alive in that picture. Right. But she sang at his funeral. Yeah, they were friends. But she continued to put out music all through 2017. She will be missed. She was loved by so many. Her music.
Absolutely.
What's your memory of Aretha Franklin, Jonathan? Putting you on the spot.
I don't know if it's. I think it's cool. I think the thing is, she was still popular in today's world, so
absolutely.
A lot of people know this, and some people don't, but she had a little beef with Patti LaBelle.
Right.
So I love the fact that she was shady at times with Patti LaBelle, and they
what
would
was her beef with Patti LaBelle?
I don't know the exact thing, but there was
there's a diva thing.
I think so. There's and it went back and forth for a long time. But there's a clip of her at the White House, walking in, everybody's clapping, and Patti LaBelle reaches for Aretha, and she looks at her up and down and walks away. It's
oh wow!
It's all wow! I love that. Right. You know what I mean? That she was a diva, know, and that's what I loved about her.
But you know what? She deserved it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
She
can do that.
She can do it. You can sing like that. You can entertain people like that. You can sell records like that.
Exactly.
You deserve to be a diva.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So I loved that about her. I loved her personality, just vibrant, and she did what she wanted. Yeah.
And Belgium Kim?
I got to spend, because I was doing the research for this, I got to spend a fair amount of my day watching Aretha clips.
Oh, dope.
And it so much encapsulated the amount of sass that this woman had. I watched a clip today where the interviewer was like, I'm going to say an artist's name, and you just tell me the first word that you think of. And they were like, Adele, and she was like, great young singer, doing really well. And then she was like, Barbra Streisand, she's like, phenomenal voice. And then they're like, Taylor Swift, and she's like, beautiful gowns, great gowns, great gowns.
That's what she said?
Exactly.
This is what I love about Aretha. She told it like it is.
Yeah.
Right? She didn't hold back.
She didn't sugarcoat nothing. And that's what, I'm going to miss that. It's the real. You don't get a lot of artists out there like that anymore.
She left before.
Absolutely.
It was too soon.
Absolutely.
You got to live into your 80s.
Yeah.
You got to live into your 80s these days.
You look at right. You performing like that just a year before, less than a year before. It's just so unfortunate.
And she got heavy in her later years too. I think
she did.
Yeah.
Well, she lost it.
And then she got
she was thin when she was younger.
Yes,
then she gained the weight, but then she got really thin.
But then in the last, she got
she starts. You see her right here. You can tell that. Yeah.
She doesn't look bad there.
That was the Elton John gala. That was the last time she performed.
Right, that's what I'm saying. She lost the weight, but that's because she was sick. Remember, and that's what Elton John said. He didn't know if she would even be able to perform. But a real performer will go
and do it.
They will sing till their deathbed. They're on their deathbed, and that's how she was.
Well, and there were a couple of performances that her doctors forced her to cancel. She was going to power through, and her doctors were like, absolutely not.
Earlier this year, she was supposed to.
Well, rest in peace, Queen of Soul, and she will be missed by lots.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so we do have to say hello to the squad.
We do.
Okay.
All right. Kool-Aid had us going on that. We were saying hello to Kool-Aid, and then I saw in his comments he said rest in peace. So we had to go there. And Monique on YouTube says she has a few questions. Samantha James already coming in with a question on YouTube. And Fox Racing, Fox Racing always has questions. Lots of questions on YouTube.
Well, Fox Racing is brand new, and the way that Fox Racing started watching was because he asked a question in a comment. And then we're like, we actually answer these questions live if you tune in.
And Alan wants to play music tonight, but unfortunately we're not allowed to play music because as soon as you play copyrighted music, Facebook will shut you
maybe
down.
After hours, though.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Unless you guys just want us to sing it.
Yeah.
No one wants
I sang a little bit.
You did.
I already did it.
I think we sang as much as the people want us to sing.
Danny Contreras on YouTube saying hello. And Janine Facey saying such a gifted woman. I agree.
God, yes.
And Royce says keep it going. And Eugene says may her soul rest in peace. On Facebook, Sandra Thompson saying hello, Velma Gale saying hello, Carol Anderson, the Tiger saying hello, Jella Shuna, Tanetso Bless Robinson, Smiley Smith, Marge Higgs.
Yeah, Glamour.
Says tomorrow's bingo night for Marge.
Oh.
It's bingo night.
I want to go to bingo night.
She's hoping to make some money tomorrow, Marge.
All right.
Wait, when we go see Glamour, can we play bingo with you? Maybe she'll invite us to play bingo.
Jeff Bosey just wants to know what is your Transylvanian dream. I don't even know what that means. Did we talk about Transylvania? I think we talked about that a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
My Transylvanian
we talked about it yesterday? No.
A couple days ago.
That all vampires will be created equal.
What? Vampires come out during the day as well.
Like they should be able to come out during the day.
Actually, my Transylvanian dream is that I can walk amongst the vampires and not turn into one. All right, because you get bitten 3 times, you turn into a vampire.
3 times? I thought it was just once.
No, it's 3 times.
Have you ever seen Interview with a Vampire?
Come on,
Man,
it's
there's
3
a process.
times.
Yeah, you have to kill them, and then this was True Blood. Oh, no.
Lynn Brown saying hello, Dionne Watson saying hello, and Cordella Douglas saying good evening to everybody. Yvonne Steele, Burke Madera, Lisa Blingrose, Tanetso Bless Robinson, Patrona Collins. Who else do we see here? Reginald Amata. And all of our regulars saying hello. Wendy Brown. We see anybody else here new in the comments?
Diana Hafner.
Who's that?
A new person
That's
in the
a new
comments.
person. Hey, Diana.
Hello, Diana.
Princess Diana.
Welcome.
Natalie Nichols. What is she laughing about, Natalie Nichols? Maybe I missed the comment before. She goes, so now you can go. You can do grown-up stuff, Brad. You know what I mean?
On YouTube, after hours.
Yes, after hours. We are going to be doing grown-up stuff on YouTube.
That's right.
That's right.
Wait, that sounds weird.
Grown-up stuff.
Grown-up stuff.
That is right. Well, I'm going to be turning 50 soon. It's about time, right?
That's true.
You know what someone said to me the other day, actually? They go, for a law show, you're pretty risque. Right?
I think that's a good thing.
Pretty risque show for a law show.
Yeah, you told us that yesterday, and then you said we bring out the worst in you.
Yes, I actually liked the comment. I said, I don't know if I'm being risque for a law show, but I'm just being me.
There you go.
Right, and Jonathan's being Jonathan.
That's true.
And Belgium Kim is being Belgium Kim.
Yes, she is.
Right, and Lynn Brown, that's all it takes to make you happy, Brett? That's right. All right, I think we're going back to when I got out of the brace.
Yeah,
right.
Yes. and that's what Natalie said too.
Is that what it is?
She said because of off the leg. Yeah, you can go back to doing a
I think he was doing it with the brace
and
too.
Abigail Taylor Watson apparently loves pizza too.
Oh, duh.
That's where I went to celebrate. I'm like, I'm getting greasy pizza. That's it.
I mean, if we took a poll of how many people like pizza, I feel like it would have to be unanimous, right? Like people don't not like pizza.
Who doesn't like pizza?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's gotta be good pizza, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Carol Anderson, the Tiger, always loves me. Wants to make sure I don't hurt myself again. Is saying, stay off that, Brad. You don't want to hurt yourself.
Victor Amondi is like, I'm new here.
Really?
Victor.
Well, can you Belgium Kim? Can you get a close up on Belgium and let her welcome Victor, please?
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining, Victor. You are in for an incredible ride.
Right.
And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're also going to do a Brad Show Live pop-up. Bye, Jonathan.
Why don't you also tell Victor how to share?
Does Victor not know how to share?
No, because he's new.
Victor, surely you know how to share. You just hit
His name's not Shirley.
His name's not Shirley. It's Victor.
You just hit that little arrow, and this goes with absolutely everyone, not just Victor. It's not a different process for Victor. You hit that little arrow, you share it on your own timeline, your friend's timeline, the timelines of groups that you're a member of, anyone that you know that would need amazing free immigration advice, good updates on news, and genuinely really funny people.
I think you got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I'm a little behind on the. I'm a little behind here on the comments. Tamika Nelson says, "You make me feel like a natural woman." Is her favorite.
Oh, I thought she was saying that about you.
Mishka Bose, Natural Woman.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's
Mark Higgs, Natural Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody says Natural Woman. That was my song too. That was mine too.
It's because it starts off just so like it reaches into your soul.
Yeah.
And makes you listen to every word. Oh.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
This
And
is really sad.
yeah, Denisha Castillo saying sad day for the world. It is sad. A lot of people saying rest in peace. And Marsha Whitaker, on a separate subject, says, I dreamt last night I got my T-shirt and I put it on right away and I was loving it. She's dreaming about the T-shirt.
Shady. That sounds
She's dreaming about the T-shirt.
I don't know if that's
the T-shirts came in today, is that correct?
They did come in
So
today.
when will they be delivered?
We are hoping to get them shipped out in the next few days, so either tomorrow or early next week, and then you should be able to get them once we ship them. It shouldn't be more than a week before you have them in your hands. So in the next 2 weeks, we are hoping that you guys have Groundhog Sam T-shirts in hand.
And by the way, Camille Cope says it's respect is her favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Come on, Jonathan, finish up.
Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take out T-C-P. Oh!
Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me. I was going to let you keep going.
Y'all don't want me to keep on going.
All right.
Hey, Victor is watching from Kenya. Shout out to Kenya.
Yeah, that's
right. Is that's just on the opposite ocean?
Yeah.
That's on the Indian Ocean.
He's close to my country.
Yeah, but that's Kenya's Indian Ocean. Is that correct? No. Where's Kenya? It's in the Indian.
What?
Can we look at the map of Africa for a second?
We gotta, yeah.
I know it's close to my country.
No, it's on the continent, the same continent of your country, but
it's
it's
not
close.
far.
No, it's pretty far.
Kenya and Ethiopia?
It's pretty far.
I feel like they are kind of on opposite sides. Is that not
They're not on
accurate?
opposite
They are
sides.
on
They're on
opposite
the
sides.
east side.
Yeah, Kenya's East Africa, so Kenya's
It's right under Ethiopia.
Man,
It's right
he's
there?
right. We were totally wrong.
This is my country, guys.
Yeah.
I know my country and what's around it.
It's on the Arabian Ocean, yeah.
Yeah, because Ethiopia and Eritrea is on the Red
Indian
Sea.
Ocean. Well, it is on the Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean, I was right.
On the east side.
See, I didn't know where Ethiopia was. I thought
It's right on top of
I thought
Kenya.
Ethiopia was on the Atlantic side.
No.
No, that's you see.
No,
yeah.
Ethiopia is East
Man,
Africa
we gotta
too.
brush up on our Africa.
Don't ask him about geography.
No, geography I'm not the best at. By the way, Natalie Nichols wants to know what I'm giving away today.
I still say that Brad should.
I was trying to. I like giving away a date with Kim. To me, you want to know why? It doesn't cost me anything.
First of all, it does cost you something. You have to pay for the date.
Cost me nothing.
You have to pay for the date.
I still like the biting massage for Brad.
And do you want to know?
Look at his face.
And I have breaking news on that front, Brad.
What, you hit her up?
No, we tagged her. She is in our Instagram story. Follow us on Instagram to check out hilarious stories.
You tagged her? Did she comment?
She, not only did she reply to it with a smiley face and a little emoji, she followed us on Instagram.
We have to take Brad.
Yo.
That's hilarious.
We have to.
That's very funny.
I saw that and I was like, Brad is gonna crack up.
That's very funny. I didn't even see that.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right. So 1-800-529-5465. We will be answering your immigration questions. 1-800-52. That's right, Victor. That Kenya's on the East Coast. I was wrong. I got it. I got confused for a second.
Burke Madeira said,
Yes.
Yo-Yo and Kim, no singing. Try and get into the lawyering.
Why?
I would do
the
better
other person,
singing.
somebody else said you guys had talent. I didn't.
I know. Yeah, Camille Cope said you go. You did the wig
I thought
outfit.
I thought you guys had some talent there. Right. I mean, I don't think you're going to be singing at any presidential inauguration.
Doubt it.
But I thought there was a little talent there.
Well, I'll take a little talent all day long.
Yeah.
That's more than I started the day with.
That's right. All right. 1-800-529-5465. All right. So besides Aretha Franklin, what else is in the news here? What do we got going on here? Newspapers around the country. Newspapers from around the country, 350 of them penned an editorial from all over the United States of America, from Maine to Hawaii, pushing back against Donald Trump's fake news. And basically, what they said is the true enemies of the people and democracy are those who try to suffocate truth by vilifying and demonizing the messenger, which is the free press.
Absolutely.
The free press is the truest of all patriots. They speak their mind. You may not want to agree with them in their opinions, but when they report the facts are the facts. And the Morning News of Savannah said it was confident, not an enemy to the people. It was a confidant and not an enemy to the people. The Morning News of Savannah said, like any true friend, we don't always tell you what you want to hear. Our news team presents the happenings and issues in this community through the lens of objectivity. And like any true friend, we refuse to mislead you. Our reporters and editors strive for fairness. Donald Trump didn't really like that, though.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So he wrote in his tweet, there's nothing that I would want more for our country than true freedom of the press. The fact is that the press is free to write and say anything it wants, but much of what it says is fake news, pushing a political agenda, or just plain trying to hurt people. Honesty wins.
Loser.
Yeah. I don't know what'll happen with that. Well, in one of our free presses,
yes.
Okay, they're reporting a heist.
A heist?
There's a heist.
Okay.
What kind of heist?
Is it ramen noodles?
Ramen.
Wow.
Ramen noodles.
That's how you know Brad ain't never suffered.
Brad,
I never tried it. I don't even know
That's
what
how
it
you
looks
know.
like.
Listen, that was a college entree for breakfast, lunch, and
I don't even know what ramen noodles are.
Wait, are you telling me that you've never had ramen noodles?
Never.
That's the share game.
Yes.
That's the share game.
Yeah, I've never had ramen noodles. I don't know what it tastes like.
We're gonna microwave Brad a piping hot bowl.
But apparently, all of the ramen noodles in northern Georgia were all stolen at once.
What?
Yes. In Fayette County, Georgia, there was a warehouse of ramen noodles, and they supply all the noodles for all of Georgia. Gone!
$98,000?
$98,000. Georgia can't get ramen noodles anymore now.
Ramen noodles are like
no more.
Ramen noodles are like 25 cents each.
The police are on the search for 3 thieves at a 53-foot trailer carrying the entire supply of ramen noodles for Georgia gone. What are these kids at University of Georgia going to eat now?
Wait. I'm kind of shocked that $100,000 worth of ramen noodles fits in a 53-foot trailer. You would think that would be so much ramen.
Yeah, the ramen noodles retail for 29 cents a pack.
Right.
That means it's 300,000 packages of noodles. Where's the aftermarket on this?
Right, like where is the ramen?
Where's the black market on all of this?
I wonder if it's going to be like a Robin Hood, like just give it to a bunch of poor students.
Oh,
maybe.
That would be me.
So?
That would be me.
That would be you?
If I stole it, if I was one of the 3, give it to all these college students.
Are you admitting to something right now?
Absolutely not. I've been here.
You
I have an alibi.
Why in the back storage room where you keep your stuff is like boxes and boxes of ramen noodles?
Right.
Why is that? You just told me you just went and bought them, but maybe you didn't.
No, I've not had ramen noodles in years, but I used to chef that up, like throw some shrimp and egg, and because that's all we had.
But when I was in college, there was no ramen noodles.
Yes, they were.
There were definitely ramen.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
That's what we used to have when we had no money.
Kraft, that's still more than 25 cents.
That's the thing. I never understood the people who made their ramen fancy because I feel like that took away from the cheapness of it. Like every time,
it's still cheap.
With every forkful, though, I'm like, this is less than 1 penny. Yes, queen. Like,
all right, so these are people's, by the way, remembrances of ramen noodles. Marge Hicks says ramen noodles sends your pressure up. You got to watch the Chinese make this stuff online, and you wouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
That's true.
But Tamika Nelson has a memory also about ramen noodles. She says, when I just moved on my own and I had to pay the security and I was dead broke, I was only able to buy ramen noodles.
Yeah.
We've all gone through that.
There,
Even Abigail.
But Lisa Bling Rose says every black house in the world has one in the pantry.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Still.
Yes.
Yeah.
Abigail said # college days. Look, I even used to, as a kid, what I used to do, although it's probably not healthy. But I used to take it out the packet, put it in a Ziploc, crush it up, and then put the little seasoning and just eat it like that, like chips.
Like chips?
Yep.
That's weird. That's
no,
weird.
it's not. Not until you try it.
I do love the seasoning packet.
There you
it's so
go.
good. But there's not a single nutritious value
it's just pasta.
to this.
No, it's like bad.
But it's like
it's
noodles,
like probably
but they're like
no, it's not good for you.
dehydrated noodles. The flavor packet that they give you is just pure sodium.
Should the warning be like eating this may cause death?
Absolutely.
No,
There should be a will cause death.
Not may.
Will cause death.
It will. But in a pinch, it's delicious.
What was your favorite?
Chicken. All
Mine
day.
too. Chicken.
And I would pour out a little bit of the water before I put the flavor packet in because I wanted that flavor in the noodles.
All right, we got to get to immigration. This is like
noodles.
This is like Brad After Hours already. But if you want to subscribe to Brad After Hours, this is what you'll get for another 25 minutes or so.
You lucky dogs.
You lucky dogs. You got to subscribe to YouTube, Brad Show Live. But right now, we're going to do something called Answer Your Immigration Questions. And if you're getting your answers right now, call with your immigration questions, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. Please subscribe to Brad Show Live on YouTube. Please follow us on Brad Show Live on Facebook. And please share this with your friends and family, because if you share it with your friends and family, then we can help them as well. All right, Monique from Neptune, New Jersey has been waiting almost 30 minutes. Monique.
I just had a quick question. I wanted to know if you're a green card holder and you're trying to file for a spouse in another country, right? And you've had trouble in the past, will that affect you?
What do you mean you've had trouble in the past? Tell me what the trouble was.
Like an arrest.
Okay.
Of some sort.
All right. So are you a deportable alien, or is this person a deportable alien?
No.
Okay. And you have a green card, or this person has a green card. I keep telling you, anybody. This person has a green card. As long as the arrest was not for sexual abuse of a minor, it will have no effect on your case whatsoever.
Even if it's like for it was like a domestic violence thing, like a contempt of court, temporary restraining.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Oh, okay. What about for citizenship?
That may affect citizenship, and if it's a domestic violence, that is deportable. So, but you can certainly file for your spouse. It's the filing for citizenship when they're going to look in your background that may be problematic. It may or may not be. You may have pled guilty to a deportable offense, maybe yes, maybe no. And even if it's no, if it happened in the last 5 years, it could affect good moral character. What I would suggest is whoever you're calling about, make an appointment, come in, bring the disposition, but certainly go ahead and file for the spouse. It's not going to hurt the filing for the spouse, but let's see if we can make that person a citizen as well. All right?
Okay.
Hold on.
Thank you so much.
Hold on 1 second. All right? All right. 1-800-529-5465. We're taking your calls right now, and if you're too shy to call, you can always leave your questions on social media. Belgium, Kim, Jonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias will be not answering them.
No, asking.
Asking them very, very shortly. Let's go to Natty in New York, New York.
Hello?
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
What's going on?
My husband been arrested by immigration.
What happened to your husband?
It's 7 months.
What happened to your husband?
He's been arrested by
He was arrested by immigration.
Yes.
Where is he now?
He's in New Jersey, Hackensack.
All right, so he's been in immigration jail for 7 months.
For 7 months now.
What's going on?
But what happened? Like, he had a enterprise corruption back in 2009.
You said that really fast. He had a what?
Enterprise corruption.
He had corruption?
Enterprise corruption.
Enterprise corruption. Okay, some sort of white-collar fraud.
Yes.
Right, okay.
That was back in 2009. Now he traveled last September. When he was coming in, they didn't get him, but by asking him disposition letter and stuff like that, that's how he got caught up.
Now,
and that was January.
Okay, so enterprise.
But now the judge.
Are they charging him as an aggravated felon, somebody who committed a fraud in excess of $10,000?
They didn't charge him for the aggravated felony.
They did not. Okay, good.
For moral turpitude. That's
Okay.
what they charged
Okay,
him
good.
for.
Good.
But then the judge terminated proceedings. But then DHS appealed on him.
Okay. So he's been in jail now for 7 months. Has any and DHS does not want to have any sort of custody review?
Say that again?
This is what needs to happen. Okay?
Okay.
If you are coming into the United States, you are automatically supposed to be sitting in jail. You can't be, okay? That's the law, which is why he's there for 7 months. Now, the purpose for sitting in jail, the immigration purpose for sitting in jail is that the government doesn't want, once you get ordered deported, the government doesn't want to turn around and go search America looking for you. They want to be able to hold you and send you home. What the Supreme Court has come down with is they came down with a decision several years ago, maybe over a decade ago, that said that if you are in jail for more than 6 months and it does not appear that the government will be able to deport you anytime soon, they have to do what's called a custody review and allow you out on some sort of bail. That should be happening, a request for a custody review, because his case was terminated. He should be out of jail while immigration is appealing this, because there's no potential to deport him in any time frame in the near future. So there should be some sort of custody review, whether they put on an ankle bracelet on him or something else. Now, if the government says, no, we're going to let him sit here, then you do what's called a habeas corpus petition into the federal court, where whatever state he is or whatever jurisdiction he's in, and you say the government is now holding this man illegally. They can't hold him forever on an immigration charge, especially when his case was terminated and the government's appealing the termination of his deportation.
Okay.
All right, so I can help. Hold on. All right. 1-800-529-5465. And as Marge Higgs so brilliantly commented, lady, you need to go in.
She knew.
She knew. Lady, you need to go in.
You need to go in.
By the way.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you wanted me, Marge gave us a call the other day, and I did call you back, Marge.
And you know what? We even talked about it.
Yes.
And do you want to know what she told me?
What?
She was like, I've been sitting beside my phone all day and it didn't ring. And I said, literally, call your voicemail because you have a voicemail.
Go check your voicemail.
And then she got back to me and she was like, I just checked my voicemail and heard the message. The devil is a lie. My phone never rang. Sorry.
All right. We'll get in touch with Marge. She's one of our favorites here.
Yes.
All right. Natalie in Palm Beach.
Hello, Brad. How you doing?
How are you, Natalie?
Hi, it's Natalie Nichols, as usual.
What?
How are you today?
Natalie Nichols! Oh, I didn't know. What's up?
Yeah, I'm jealous. Ma just came and she's favorite now. How come?
Yes, I said, 1 second. Natalie, you weren't listening. I said she's one of my favorites. I didn't say she is my favorite. Go back. Can we go back and play that? Is there any way we can do that?
We do not have instant replay.
We don't have instant replay. All right, watch next week.
Anyway.
We're gonna play this again. I'm gonna have Brown Stamp play this. All right, we're gonna see what I said.
My immigration question.
Okay, what?
Remember I called you yesterday about my parents, right? My dad, he has a business. Well, he has a business, so he goes back and forth. But he has a travel visa. When I put his I-130 in, would that pose a problem for him to going back and forth?
It may. It's unlikely, but it may. It would pose a problem for him, absolutely, reapplying for a new visa, because they're going to say you have an intention of getting your green card. Generally,
the visa is not
right. So if he has to renew the visa, it's going to be a problem. Generally, when you file an I-130 for a parent and they're traveling back and forth, they generally leave them alone, but there's always that possibility at the airport. I cannot prevent this from happening. I can't tell you what the percentage is, but there's a small chance, 10, 20%, that they give him a problem at the airport and start questioning him on what his intention is. Is his intention to come visit, or is his intention to stay permanently? He should always come prepared, if he's going to travel, with evidence that he's coming for a very short period of time, and that he has a job that he's going back to, a property he's going back to, and certainly a return plane ticket and some sort of evidence that he's going back to Jamaica to wait on his green card. But they may question him, and he may have a problem. So to be safe, I always tell people don't travel. But that's what it is.
But he has to travel because, like I said, he has a business there, so he comes back and forth here, to buy whatever he has to buy.
Okay, so then he just has to. So he has to be able to establish all of this. Make sure he travels with that.
Okay, so we just put documentation for that.
You just keep it in his carry-on. He doesn't have to show anything in case they question him or bring him into the secondary inspection.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, your mother knows. Okay, thank you, Brad.
All right, and someone's in the background says, "Let your mother know."
That's John, Brad. John always call you. That's John.
That's John.
Oh my God, they're in the same house.
I didn't know this.
Me neither.
Since when are you living with John?
Oh.
Hello, Brad.
Boy, we learn something new every day here. We're thinking they're just two. Hey, John, what's up?
I'm doing good, but question. She forgot to ask your next question.
What?
A follow-up question after that.
Yeah.
She put in my papers already, right?
Right.
And I already get my work permit and stuff, so I'm waiting for my call, for my green card. I don't get that yet.
Okay.
But our mom is there, and she's going to put in paper. So our mom, so I was wondering, how long would it take, like our mom is here, if it would pose a problem?
Natalie's mom is here.
Yes.
Okay. And
so she's going to put her papers over here.
Natalie's mom has been here for how long?
She's here a month, so we know she have to wait for the 30.
You got to wait the 90 days, and you can put the adjustment in. It'll take about a year, but she can get a travel document to go back and forth while she's waiting.
Oh, okay, so it wouldn't pose a problem like she do it for me, right?
Not at all.
Oh, okay, all right.
The only thing is that if Natalie, I don't know what her income is, and we don't have to discuss it on a live show, but if her income cannot support you and the mom 125%, she would just need to get a second affidavit of support from someone else.
Okay, and the next question I want to ask you, Brad, like our dad is gonna go back to Jamaica. How long would it take for his paperwork, guys?
About 18 months. We have to about 15 to 18 months.
Okay, thank you very much, Brad, and do have a great day.
Be well. Thanks.
And tell him I for me.
All right. There you have it.
Woo,
yeah.
Natalie and John. I didn't put them together.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing. And not only is it a thing, they're married, and she's filing for him.
Wow.
Words we never knew.
Bradshaw Live's always the last to find out in the squad, right?
Yep. You guys need to tell us earlier.
Right.
Yeah. And Natalie Nichols now wants a drink.
You and me both.
And Natalie Nichols also says she has a lot of income. She's very rich. Then, John, you did really well. Good luck.
So much income.
I think we should have went to Florida to go see Natalie Nichols.
That's
then,
what maybe we need to spend that
Bill Johnson's his name on the squad.
What?
Bill Johnson is his name on the squad.
Oh!
You
knew
know
Bill
who he is?
Johnson.
Wow.
He peeks in every once in a while. He peeks in, says hi, and then ducks out.
Right.
And I'm like, who is this stranger?
Well, now we know.
Natalie Nichols is her significant other. Extra
and they have a baby together.
And they have a baby together.
Aww.
You guys.
All right, so where are we at with sharing? By the way, Groundhog Sam is like home today.
He's updating from home now.
He's updating from home.
He's not feeling well, but he's still updating.
Okay. No problem.
No problem at all.
No problem at all.
At least it's stuck on a 3-shaft.
That's right. I just got
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't know what you're talking about.
I just got something in my ear that says, "Oh, we can't change cameras."
But now we can.
Okay.
Yay, we're good again.
All good.
So we're only at 86 shares.
That's so sad.
You guys.
You know what you get for 86 shares? Nothing.
Nothing.
All right? Like, people are like, what's the free stuff? You get no free stuff.
Nada.
Don't you want us to feed Brad a bowl of ramen? Seriously?
You know what we should do?
So funny.
You know what we should do? I wonder how we can do this next week.
Oh no, that's always scary.
Okay, because we're always like, bribing people. You ever see the game show Let's Make a Deal with Monty Monty Hall?
Yeah.
We should have Let's Make a Deal with one of the Brad squad. If they could have the gift here in front of them.
Right? Or there's door number 2.
Or there's door 1, 2, or 3. And then, behind one door would be a like it's a goat.
Right.
Right.
Wait, but behind a door, one of the doors is usually a car. Are we going to give someone a car, Brad?
We don't know, maybe.
Hot Wheels.
A Hot Wheel car. Now, behind one of the things is always a vacation somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, are we like? Ugh,
Wait, whoa.
What? Jonathan's like, wait a second. I want the vacation.
No. Right? Can I play?
I'm not saying no. You can't play because it's not available to any employees of the Brad Show or their families.
How about you send? How about you send? The employee with the Brad Squad, so to make sure
they
that.
would like us so much.
We're gonna play. We're gonna come up with the concept.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're gonna play. Let's make a deal next week.
Make a deal.
That's actually fun. That's exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna play. Let's make a deal next week.
We gotta get envelopes with stuff.
We got to get doors.
We
and
have
curtains.
to build doors.
We have to build doors and curtains. How are we gonna build the doors and the curtains?
I don't know. Me and Groundhog Sam will just grab our hammers and get to work.
Yo-Yo better get his tool belt out here fast.
Do I look like I got a tool belt?
By the way, you better clear that closet out of the Roman noodles you stole in Georgia.
All my ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles. I'm calling them Roman noodles.
I know.
See? Oh, Brad.
That's how you know.
Right.
You ain't never suffered
You know,
that.
Lenny was running around the other day. Who the hell stored a whole thing of ramen noodles in here? We're like, Yo-Yo.
It was all me.
He came up to Brad and he was like, "Can I have a spare office to fill with ramen noodles?"
Yeah. By the way, everybody loves Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
Right. Now it goes. Depends what the deal is.
Right.
Right. That's because everyone is saying, "I need a car. I'll take a vacation. I need a trip." Yeah, I'm sure everybody would be excited if we sent someone on a vacation.
All right. Let's go to something we call social media check-in.
There's no graphic
yet.
We have graphics.
No.
Not this one.
It's not working, remember?
This is the one that's not working.
This one works.
This one doesn't work. Okay. We'll just sit here and see what happens.
I'm going to sit here and see what happens.
That's a good idea. Let's sit in complete and utter silence until the graphic pops up.
Or just go to the next shot so we can start asking the questions because it ain't going to come up.
It ain't coming then. All right. I was going to wait it out.
Right.
I was going to wait it out.
Oh.
There we go. Wah, 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 wah.
There we go.
All right.
All right. Tanisha McNabb has a question. If someone gets married and their husband left before they could do any papers, what can the person do? He left without her knowing where he went. It's about 6 months and still nothing from him.
Well, unfortunately, your spouse, who's the U.S. citizen, is the captain of the boat, and if they jump off the boat before you get a green card, there's not a lot you can do. You can't show up to the interview alone and say, "Well, my husband left me." It's not a way to get a green card. So there's only 3 things you can do realistically. 1, go find him and work it out and get him back in the house. 2, get a divorce, say he's a bum, and go find somebody else you can fall in love with and start again. Or 3, if there was physical or emotional abuse, and that's one of the reasons why you guys are not living together anymore, then you can file on your own as an abused spouse. Those would be the 3 choices.
We've got Natalie Nichols, not just using the phone, but typing with her little fingers.
Oh, she's...
Different question, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to know, how long is it going to take if you file for your parents?
I told you this. Mr. Johnson asked that question. 18 months.
Yeah.
It's going to be an 18-month process now.
All right, Miguel on YouTube says, August 2018, is PIP still active?
PIP.
PIP.
PIP. Parole in place.
Parole in place.
Boy, I had to think about what that stood for.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Samantha James on YouTube wants to know, I'm asking on behalf of a friend, if you do your fingerprint to get it, if you do your fingerprint, do you get the date of your test for your citizenship and the date is canceled? What's the problem? So it sounds like she was scheduled for her citizenship interview and then it got canceled.
It's one of 2. One of 3. Either one, your fingerprints came back and something is wrong on your fingerprints, meaning that there's some issue that they want to investigate in terms of your background. 2, your fingerprints have not come back. They have not cleared yet. All the security checks have not been done, and therefore they can't schedule you for the interview. Or most likely, the most likely scenario is the third one, which is they're overwhelmed with work. They don't have enough officers to interview you, so they're rescheduling you. You know, sometimes people take vacations. Who knows? All sorts of different reasons.
All right, Lady Leah on YouTube says, can we change address to another state after submitting my application? We filed in New Jersey and we are moving to New York. Will that be an issue?
It's not. The only issue is it sets you back. So yes, you have to change your address. If you're going from Jersey to New York and that's where you're going to be living, you must do it. You do it on an AR-11. You also do it online. You do it both ways. But unfortunately, once you change your address, it will transfer your case to the end of the line in New York. So unfortunately, you're just going to wait longer. The good news is of waiting longer is that if you get your interview 2 years after your marriage, you get a permanent green card, not a conditional green card, and therefore you're done for life. You know, a lot of people complain. A lot of people complain. They say, oh my God, it's taking so long now to get an adjustment interview. Well, once you file your adjustment, you can work legally, you can travel legally, so you know you get all the benefits of having a green card. I know there's a little anxiety involved in not getting through yet. Right. But the flip side is if you're adjusting based on marriage to a U.S. citizen, and you get your green card issued to you after the second year of your marriage, anniversary of your marriage, you're a permanent green card holder. You don't have to deal with immigration ever again in your life. You don't have to deal with this 2-year green card and then filing to remove it. So you actually get your permanent green card faster.
Solomon wants to know, my question is, what should you tell ICE if you haven't received your 18-month extension on your I-751 and they knock on your door?
Ooh. Well, if it's filed, you should tell them, go look at USCIS. I have a pending I-751. There should be no reason for you to arrest me.
All right. Rafael Cortez.
Rafael
Cortez. This is on YouTube.
My name is Rafael Cortez.
Rafael Cortez.
Diego Montoya.
Oh, it's Diego Montoya from
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
You kill my father, prepare to die.
All right, so he says, I was arrested for public intoxication and failure to appear in court for driving out without a license. I-601A, Part 1, Question 35 says, have you ever been charged, indicted, convicted, imprisoned, or jailed? So what do I put, yes or no?
Yes, but you got to fix this problem first, because if it's not fixed, there's still a warrant out for your arrest. You're never gonna get the provisional waiver approved. Where you're gonna go home, they're not gonna issue you a green card. So you got to deal with this first before you do the provisional waiver.
Brad Squad. My brother is a U.S. citizen, and my bro petitioned for the I-130 for me back in January of 2015. What do you think? When do you think my date will become current?
About a decade.
Oof.
Damn.
Damn. That's a damn. That's not a dang.
No, that's a damn.
That's a damn.
That's a damn.
That was who? Fox?
That was Fox Racing.
Yeah. They've been asking a lot, Fox.
Fox is new. Fox popped in.
They're right in YouTube.
As a matter of fact, Fox at the beginning of the show said this is the only show that does this. He said, I just want to say thank you for answering my USCIS questions.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking. He was like, this is the only show that answers live questions.
Awesome.
Is this the only show that answers live questions?
I don't know if we're necessarily the only, but I
will say this:
the most
we're the only one that matters.
I don't want to pat myself on the back, but this is the best damn show that answers live questions.
There you go.
I can tell you that.
You're damn right.
You're damn right it is. I don't play that game.
Right. We don't play that.
You think this is a game?
You're right. Did I do that yesterday? I did that yesterday, right?
You did.
You know, we do so many shows. I forget when we do stuff.
You know, and sometimes we'll talk about stuff that we've talked about. You're like, I have no recollection that we've ever discussed that.
Yes.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we do 2 hours of a live unscripted show every day. You would think that after what, 150 shows we've done, maybe 200 shows,
we
whatever it is.
have no more jokes.
We have no jokes. We got nothing to say anymore.
Right.
We're like, we've said it all.
Right.
Just keeps going.
Nope,
We've just scratched the surface.
That's right.
We launched After Hours because we don't feel like we talk at you enough.
Yes.
That's true.
All right, Samantha James on YouTube says she has another question for a friend. If you went to the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica and got a no waiver tick is it
a no waiver tick?
It says tick on a green paper.
No waiver available.
Okay, on a
so
green.
you got denied, and they said there's no waiver available.
Okay.
You should still pass it by a lawyer because just because the embassy says there's no waiver doesn't mean that's necessarily true.
Okay, can a green card holder or a U.S. citizen file for the person to come to the U.S.?
What were they originally applying for?
You went to the U.S. Embassy. It doesn't say. I think this was a previous question that you had asked.
It depends why they're denying you. If they're denying you for fraud or misrepresentation, you could always get sponsored by a parent or a spouse and do a waiver. If it's for a criminal act, as long as it's not drugs, you can do a waiver.
Michael wants to know, I filed my adjustment of status in December of 2017 and received my work permit in May. What's the time frame to get now my interview? I am in Atlanta, Georgia.
They are taking anywhere from 12 to 28 months now.
Whoa.
According to the USCIS website. It is delay, delay, delay. And that ain't no fake news. That's Donald Trump putting his policies into place.
Right. All right, Kool-Aid Orange Flavor says, how long after termination of removal proceedings can DHS appeal?
30 days.
Tanya Winter would like to know, if a U.S. citizen is filing for a spouse, should they add the stepchild or have my spouse file for the stepchild once he gets here and once he gets his green card? The marriage happened before the stepchild was 18.
Neither. I'm going to give you a third one. The U.S. citizen files a separate application for the child. That would be the fastest way. You don't add the child onto the application, and you don't wait for the spouse getting the green card to come to America to turn around and file. It's one application goes in for spouse by the U.S. citizen. Separate application goes in for child by the U.S. citizen. Two separate I-130s.
All right. I have one from Brandon White. Hey, Brad, I'm 30 years old and I'm living in Jamaica. My dad started filing for me in January 18th, 2016. How long will my filing take? Please, if you can answer my question. Thank you.
How old is he?
30 years old.
Single?
30 years old, living in Jamaica.
30, living the dream in Jamaica, 30 years old.
Mm-hmm. So say if you were single or say
let's assume he's single and his dad's a citizen. It's about a 7-year wait.
How about if he's not single?
And his dad's a citizen, about 15 years. Don't get married.
I was going to say,
don't get married.
Just live the dream, single.
Have fun.
Just another good reason to stay single. We've got another question from Eris HB, who said, if you're a permanent resident and your spouse's child was added on the I-130, do I need to send a separate form for my stepdaughter?
Yes, I just answered that.
You did?
Yes.
Follow up, and if one child was left off, when should I add the other child, or do I just leave it as it is and then do a separate I-130 in the future?
Separate I-130 for everybody. But you got to answer the question properly on your spouse's green card application. So if they say, what is the name of all of the children, you don't just put the names of the children that you want to eventually get a green card, you list all of her children.
All right, Luis Merink says, hey, Brad, quick question. I just got my conditional green card last June of this year. I'm 30 right now. Should I apply for selective service? Will that affect me if I apply for a citizenship in 3 years? Thank you.
No, because you only have to apply for selective service up to 26 years old. So you're 30, you just got your green card. Does not apply to you.
We've got another question from Fox Racing. Fox is like in it. Fox is in it to win it. He's new.
That's why he's a racer.
That's why he's a racer.
Speed racer.
Considering that I lived in the U.S. for almost 35 years, his brother is filing for him. He's got another decade to wait. What other immigration relief might be available for me instead of waiting for that I-130 to be approved all those years?
You would need a consultation. I don't know. I would need to find out. You've been here for 35 years. We got to sit down and figure out everything your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Victor Onyango.
Our new Victor from Kenya.
Yes.
Yes.
Who just taught us a geography lesson.
Thank God.
Not taught us, not taught me.
That's true.
Because I knew.
Taught.
Well, that would be pretty bad if I didn't know.
Where your country
where
is?
my family's
from?
That's true.
Yeah.
It borders Ethiopia.
Right.
That's true.
That'd be like
bad.
Me not knowing. By the way, where's Long Island?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. That's why I was like,
Right.
when you said it wasn't, I was like, dang.
You're like, Brad's wrong.
No,
wow, I've never seen this before. He's wrong.
Jonathan's internal monologue is like, bad Ethiopian, bad Ethiopian.
Right. All right, so Victor says, which is the best non-immigrant visa option for me? How can I increase my chances of getting that visa? I failed to get the B1, B2 tourist visa earlier this year. I have extended family ties with a U.S. citizen.
Extended family ties?
Yes.
Well, you have two choices. If you got denied a tourist visa because you didn't have enough ties back to your home country, you're going to get denied almost every non-immigrant visa because they're all non-immigrant, which means you have to show ties. So you can't get a student visa. It's the same thing. You can't do J visas. You have to go for a visa, a non-immigrant visa that has a dual intent, maybe an H-1B or an O. Those are the two that have dual intent visas.
Tanya Winter has a follow-up. She was wondering about filing for the the stepchildren. She's saying, does the child get the green card after the spouse, even though since you're filing separately, or do they get them at the same time?
Well, if the two I-130s are filed simultaneously and you complete all the applications at the same time, then it should all happen at the same time.
All right, Olan Ruwaju Odutunla.
This is a different guy.
He's Nigerian.
Nigerian.
I think Yoruba.
Ooh.
Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
I know Nigeria's in the center.
No, it's West Africa.
No, but it's not. It doesn't border on any water.
It's really yeah, but it's still considered.
I know, but there's no. It's not on an ocean. Is what I was saying.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's amazing how much I've looked up the African map today.
Maybe you should just have it in front of you.
Yeah, I should look up there. I don't have it in front of me. I'm just, I'm picturing what Africa looks like in my head.
Actually, it is touching water.
Does it touch water?
It does touch water.
Let me see. Come on, give me your computer.
This is just so much fun for everyone at home.
Nigeria does touch water.
Yeah, and that's considered West Africa, too.
You're right.
Yeah. Look at the shot.
I'm looking, excuse me. Damn. And you know what's so funny is I've been to a lot of African countries.
Right.
I've been to Egypt. I've been to Morocco. Nice. I've been to South Africa.
Yeah.
I should know better.
You should know better. You should definitely. Oh, look at Brad. There's Brad.
This is some show.
We're all learning.
Yes.
All right. So, listen. So, Olan Ruwaju says, I did my fingerprint on the 24th of April, 2018 in Houston. How long will it take for me to get my work permit as well as my green card?
Well, if you did your work permit right and you did your adjustment application right, it should take you about 4 to 5 months for the work permit. And the green card, as I'm saying now, is anywhere from 12 to 28 months. But let's do this. We got Frenzy from Fort Myers, Florida on hold.
Yeah.
So let's speak to Frenzy and see what Frenzy has to say for him or herself. Frenzy.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing.
Well, he got disconnected there, Frenzy.
Oh, no.
I don't know what happened. Hopefully he'll call back.
Hopefully call back Frenzy.
Yes. All right. So, by the way, Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
Okay. Last week, we sent you on the streets.
We did.
Okay. We didn't play the whole thing. We did it in 2 parts. We sent Belgium Kim out on the streets to ask average New Yorkers.
Yeah.
What is an average New Yorker, Yo-Yo? Anybody who's walking down Broadway right in front of our office who will gladly stop and talk to Belgium Kim. That is what we call the average New Yorker.
I think
I feel like that's above average.
Maybe we've asked many above average New Yorkers whether or not a test, whether or not famous celebrities are in fact U.S. citizens born in America, or they were born in another country and now live here either as residents or U.S. citizens.
Yep.
It is one of our favorite games to play because a lot of above average New Yorkers get it wrong. Belgium Kim is now putting these average or above average New Yorkers to the test. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, it's Belgium Kim, and today we are finding out whether your favorite celebrities are U.S. born or are they immigrants. Think you know? Put yourself to the test right now. Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis was in That 70s Show. She's currently married to Ashton Kutcher. Is she a U.S. born citizen or an immigrant?
I think Mila Kunis is an immigrant.
Mila Kunis is an immigrant.
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis is an immigrant.
I would say Mila Kunis, if I pronounced it right, I would say she is not a U.S. born citizen.
I think Mila Kunis is an immigrant.
Mila Kunis.
She is an immigrant.
Who is Mila Kunis?
Thank God for your girl here, because she's absolutely right. She's an immigrant. She's actually a refugee from the Ukraine. Drake.
Drake is an immigrant. Drake is a citizen of the United States.
No, Drake's definitely an immigrant.
Drizzy Drake, immigrant or U.S. born citizen?
Oh, Drake is definitely an immigrant.
If you've heard a Drake song, you probably know where he's from, but is that somewhere in the United States, or is he an immigrant?
I would say Drake is a U.S. born citizen.
Drake is a U.S. born citizen.
Rapper Drake just released a new album. Is he a U.S. born citizen or is he an immigrant?
Robert John is, well, I guess is an immigrant. Is that true?
He is an immigrant! Yes! Where is he from?
Canada.
Yes! Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman is an immigrant. Natalie is a citizen.
Natalie Portman is a citizen.
I think Natalie Portman's an immigrant as well.
Natalie Portman. Is she an immigrant or a U.S. born citizen?
I think Natalie Portman was born in Iran.
I want to say yes, she's a U.S. born citizen.
She's from Israel. Don't judge a chick by her last name. Her government name is Natalie Hirschlag. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, The Rock was born here.
Huge action star, wrestler, good dad.
He is a citizen.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is definitely a citizen.
I'd say he's a U.S. born citizen.
I agree.
The Rock is a U.S. citizen.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's from here. He's definitely a U.S. citizen.
Give me some hint. Okay, Dwayne is a U.S. citizen.
He is a U.S. citizen. Well done, off-camera friend. He is born in Hayward, California. NBA Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing.
He is a citizen.
Okay.
I feel like you're trying to trick me, so I think he's a citizen.
Patrick, I am not sure, but I'm going to guess he is a U.S. citizen.
Betty's already looking at Mike like this is basketball. You know this, you know this. Mike, is Patrick Ewing a U.S. born citizen or is he an immigrant?
Patrick Ewing is an immigrant.
NBA Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing, is he an immigrant or a U.S. born citizen?
Patrick Ewing is an immigrant. He's from Jamaica.
Yes, he is. Well done. You're kind of killing this, Jonathan. French Montana, the rapper, French Montana.
Montana is a U.S. citizen.
French Montana is from France.
He is not from France, Adam. French Montana, immigrant or U.S. born citizen?
I would say immigrant.
U.S. born citizen.
French Montana is not a U.S. citizen.
Where was he born?
Oh my gosh. And I wouldn't say Israel, but he's from a Muslim descent, like Morocco or something like that.
Wow, that's really impressive. He is Moroccan. Yeah, he was born in Morocco. Donald Childish Gambino Glover.
Donald is a U.S. citizen.
Donald Childish Gambino Glover.
Oh, my man, Childish Gambino. Oh! This is a guess as well. I want to say a U.S. citizen.
Writer, creator, actor in Atlanta. His newest song, This Is America, just came out.
I think Childish Gambino is a U.S. citizen.
I think he's a U.S. born citizen.
And I think he is an immigrant.
He's an actor, a writer, a rapper, a singer. He has done it all. Is he a U.S. born citizen or an immigrant?
I think Donald is a U.S. born citizen.
That is correct. He is. Okay, Brad Squad, I hope you guys did just a little bit better than what this wonderful crowd did on the streets of New York City today. Until next time, Brad Squad, Belgium Kim is out.
We were just talking about Childish Gambino. Yeah. And I was saying he's really talented guy.
He do, like the new Star Trek or
what was he in? I know his song.
Yeah.
But what is he in acting? I saw him on Saturday Night Live, and he was the best Saturday Night Live in like years.
So talented.
He was just Lando Calrissian in the new Solo movie, in the new Star Wars Solo movie.
Yeah. Right. And what else? Where did he get his start? Was it in music?
He got his start as Childish Gambino,
in music.
Say.
As a rapper.
Yeah, in music.
But like he was also acting. He's done like little roles in other movies.
It's kind of like Drake, you know, he does both, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But Drake gave up his acting, basically.
I was going to say, Childish Gambino has kind of stayed with both.
Yeah, he is a writer on SNL.
Childish Gambino was a writer on SNL?
Yeah, he was.
He was a writer?
He's super
He was
talented.
so funny.
Yeah.
It was the best Saturday Night Live. I didn't know
and
he
you
was
were
a
like,
writer.
who is this guy?
Yeah, I'm like, wow, he's great. I knew he was a rapper. I'm like, I didn't know he was,
But his acting name, like his real name is Donald Glover. So Childish Gambino is his rap name.
It's the rap name.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Atlanta on FX?
No.
Atlanta, he writes, produces, directs.
That's his show.
He's so freaking. He is very talented, man.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And where was he born?
a U.S. citizen.
He is a U.S. citizen.
Where was he born?
Here. I believe he was born in Georgia.
In Georgia.
In Georgia.
There you have it. All right. We got Frenzy back.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, Frenzy.
He's in a frenzy. Frenzy.
Hello?
We got you now. What's going on?
Yes, I'm calling. I need to understand how the processing time works. For example, my brother is under 21. When I check the the processing time for I-130 for him, I see they working on November. Sometime when I check back again, I see they go back all the way to September. I don't know how does that work.
You're talking about who's filing for your brother?
My mother.
Okay, and she's a resident or a citizen?
She's a resident.
Is the I-130 already approved?
No, it's still pending, not approved yet. No.
How did your mom get her green card?
I'm the one who bring her.
I understand. Okay, yeah, so there's two different processing dates. There's one processing date for the I-130 visa petition. You know, how long it takes for you to get the I-130 approved. The more important processing date that you have to be looking at is not when will the I-130 be approved, but when will his priority date be current. It doesn't really matter when the I-130 is approved, as long as it's approved before the priority date is current. Let me explain. When you file an I-130 visa petition, what is today's date? August 15th? August 16th. Okay. So let's say we file an I-130 visa petition today on August 16th, 2017. Your mom files August 16th, 2017. Your brother would be in the F2A category. The F2A category is right now for September, July 22nd, 2016. That means people who filed I-130s who got them approved 13 months ago are now eligible for their green cards. You filed the visa petition back in 2015, you said?
No, it was in January 9, 2017.
Okay, January 9th, 2017. Whether the I-130 visa petition is approved today on January 9th, I mean, you filed, let me take it back, so let's talk about your particular case. Make it easier for you to understand. You filed January 9th, 2017. That's the priority date. They're right now up to July 22nd, 2016. Whether your I-130 was approved 6 months ago or it gets approved in 3 months, your date is still January 2017. You got to wait for the visa bulletin to reach January 2017 for your brother to become eligible for a green card. Why they're going backwards in processing? Because they've slowed down. As long as the I-130 is approved before the priority dates are reached, you didn't lose any time. If the priority date is reached and the I-130 is not approved, then now your brother's losing time. At that point, you have a choice to either wait for a decision or file what's called a mandamus against the Immigration Service, which is a federal litigation, to tell them to go, force them to go make a decision. because, you know, waiting 2 years on an I-130 when the priority dates are current, that's abusive to you.
Okay, so for example, yeah, I understand. For example, if in January 2000 or January of next year is still not approved, I can do what you said. That's correct.
You can do it once the priority dates are reached. We don't know when the priority dates are reached. You're about 6 months away, realistically. You have to look at the visa bulletin.
Or do I look at the visa bulletin?
Google visa bulletin, and the first thing that'll pop up will be travel.state.gov, and that's where you find it.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Michael in Brooklyn. Michael.
Yes, good evening, Brad. I'm calling to ask you, right? My marriage was annulled.
Right.
I have a 2-year green card. So my wife petitioned for me to be here. I have a 2-year.
Why was it annulled? Why was it annulled?
Well, she annulled it on the basis of fraud, and I couldn't obtain it.
Didn't you contest that?
Well, I tried to contest it, but I didn't have a lawyer, so I was unsuccessful.
Where did this happen?
California, in Hayward, California.
Okay, guess what? You better get a lawyer and contest that, because if she annulled the marriage based on fraud, there's been a judge somewhere that said you and her entered in a business marriage, or you had no intention of really being in love with her. It was a business marriage, at least on your part. And that would prevent you from ever getting a green card for the rest of a life.
And there's no other there's no other way I could get one apart from the fact of turning out the annulment.
A judge, an annulment, and as soon as immigration looks at this annulment, because you're going to have to present it, they're going to see immigration fraud. You will never get a green card ever. You got to go back and reopen. You better go hire a lawyer fast in California.
Okay, Brad.
You're sitting on your rights right now, and you're screwing yourself up. Hold on. Let's go to Matthew in Montpelier, Vermont.
Hi, brother. How you guys doing?
What's up?
I'm just calling one about my friend and then about me. Okay. I have my friend who has an interview for first year green card, first 2 years for marriage.
Marriage, right?
Yeah. The thing is, they go to the interview and they ask the girl a question, but she not really answer the question the way they want to. But she was sick a little bit, but now they scheduled them for another interview.
Right.
But me, I told them I'm surprised they schedule you for another interview because she said she not feel well.
Well, where do they live?
New Jersey.
Okay. So what the law is for New York and New Jersey is they got to get a Stokes interview, which is they're going to separate them in 2 different rooms. This is by law. You're entitled to 2 interviews. And they're going to separate you into 2 different rooms. And they're going to ask the husband 300 questions. They're going to ask the wife 300 questions. Very intimate, detailed questions, down to what side of the bed do you sleep on, what time do you wake up in the morning, how many locks on the front door, what's the color of the couch in the living room, when was the last time you went out for dinner and where. I mean, I can go on and on and on. People who live, right, people, and they compare the answers. People who live together, who know each other very, very well, fail that interview. It's called the Stokes interview. You gotta think ahead of time and prepare ahead of time in marriages that are real and legitimate. For marriages where you are not living together and you're going on that interview, it is almost impossible to pass that interview if you don't live with the spouse.
Gotcha. Okay. My thing is, I have a disconsolate conduct, and I'm gonna apply for citizenship. I wonder if they're gonna deny it for that.
When did you have it?
1 year ago.
Well, it certainly impacts your moral character. I would argue that one arrest that it turned into a disorderly conduct. It's not a criminal offense. Obviously, it was a BS thing. It happened only one time in your life. You're allowed to have a bad night or a bad day or whatever happened with you and the police. Maybe you're just walking, minding your own business, and the cops, they do stuff all the time. So I would argue that one arrest that ended in a disorderly conduct does not make you a bad person, and you wouldn't be entitled to citizenship. But there are immigration officers that may screw you, so you may want to have a lawyer just in case.
That sounds good. Okay. All right. Sounds good, Brad. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much. All right, so I want to remind everybody that in about 20 minutes or so, our show is going to be over, but we are going to come back for Brad After Hours on YouTube. So please subscribe to YouTube right now. You go to YouTube, go to Brad Show Live, subscribe to YouTube, Brad Show Live. We're going to come back. It's going to be our pop-up show where we are telling you in advance today that this is our pop-up show is coming right on after. After this week, pop-up shows will happen whenever we feel like it. Whenever we're in the mood. Maybe it'll be from our studio, maybe it'll be by our phones, maybe we'll be hanging out at dinner, me, Yo-Yo, and Kim.
That's true.
Right?
You never know.
Right? Maybe Yo-Yo invites us over to his apartment to watch a game.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging out on the couch.
Absolutely.
Right? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know when it'll come.
Yeah.
So please subscribe on YouTube, and these pop-up shows will only last like 15, 20 minutes. And that way you will always be notified when we do our pop-up show. In addition, please share. Marge Higgs has a very sad note for us here.
What does she say?
She's saying 98 shares.
That is such a sad.
It's a very sad on Facebook right now. So sad when you don't even get to 100 shares and you know that we're capable of so much more.
That's exactly.
Capable of so.
It's that you know.
You know the capabilities are there.
Yeah.
Right. If we had only ever gotten to 100 shares, we'd be like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening.
You know, it's like driving a Ferrari and not putting your foot on the gas. Ooh. You know the potential is there.
Yeah.
Right.
You're just not using the potential.
Why are you guys driving this Ferrari at 35 miles per
driving
hour?
the Ferrari like a Honda.
Right.
Oh.
No.
Like a Honda.
Ferrari life, guys.
Yes.
Wait, Natalie Nichols just said something crazy, and I'd like to clarify with you.
Yes.
She said that one of the questions that they ask in Stokes interviews includes like the last time you guys got intimate, the positions, like they
shouldn't ask that if you have an attorney, because that would be inappropriate.
Right.
But if you don't have an attorney, that's when your rights get violated, which is why I always say have an attorney.
Oh my God.
Because if I was there, I would say there's lots of questions to ask to prove they live together. It's none of your business what positions, sex they have.
Wow.
That's trifling.
Just another reason.
Correct.
Why you need an attorney.
Correct. By the way, a few months ago, we met up with a woman by the name of Kiku Collins.
Yes.
Remember her?
Yes.
You remember too?
No.
Why are you saying yes then?
I said yes to you met up with Kiko Collins.
Oh, I thought you were saying yes, you remember.
The delayed yes.
Oh, I see. Welcome to our show.
It's live, y'all. It's live.
Yes. No. Yeah. What do you want me to say, damn it? I'll say whatever you want. As long as the paycheck clears.
That's true. If he would have said no, like you were like, you guys remember when you spoke to? You guys remember when I spoke to Kiku Collins?
Absolutely.
No.
I don't know who the hell is she. Tell me who the hell is she. Well, she's actually a very cool woman.
Yeah.
She has established herself in the world of pop, disco, commercial music as one of the top trumpet players in the entire world.
Ooh.
And when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, she feared that she may not be able to play the trumpet ever again in her entire life. Yep. So she has an amazing American dream story because of her overcoming cancer and also because of her immigration story to the United States of America. Let's watch.
My name is Kiku Collins, and I am a trumpet player. I started playing trumpet in the 4th grade. The teacher said to me, you should probably play the clarinet or the flute, you know, more ladylike. And I have been playing ever since. I went to Manhattan School of Music to study classical trumpet with Mel Broyles. Eventually, I found my voice in the pop, commercial, disco, anything that glitters world, which definitely fit my personality a little more. I started off touring with Beyonce in 2006. I toured with her for about a year, and I popped over to the Michael Bolton world. I played and sang with him for about 3 years or so. And of course, in between all of this, I'm freelancing, I'm doing little TV things here and there for other artists. But I have been playing with Gloria Gaynor for almost 6 years now. 75% of the gigs that I do are all turning points where I say, there's no way this could get any better. But of course, two of the most epic gigs I've ever done were at the White House for President Obama. It is pretty amazing when you get to walk up to the most amazing president ever and shake his hand, and he looks you right in the eye and he says, "It's nice to see you." He didn't even say meet, "It's nice to see you." And then the second time, he remembered me from the previous time. So I'm going, what? When I said hi to Michelle, we had almost the same dress on. And she's, hold on, we're wearing almost the same dress. I was like, it's probably not the same dress. It was amazing. And so, I stood next to her in the picture and we were all matchy-matchy. I can't believe my life, honestly. I had gotten married almost 6 years ago. It was pretty amazing. It was magical. A month after our wedding, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was a little nuts, actually, because, after such a happy thing, you're thinking, this is great, I'm starting my life over, and it's like, oh, that's not how I meant to start it over. Of course, I had all these bookings, I had all this work, I was at a 5-week gig. It was so crazy when this all happened. When we first met with the breast surgeon that we had picked, my first thought is, okay, how do we fix this? He said, well, we need to schedule surgery. And I looked at him, I said, man, I'm gonna have to cancel some really cool gigs. And he said, no. I said, but I'm dying. He said, yeah, we have to move, but what do you have? And I said, well, I have 2 television shows to tape. He said, okay. My mastectomy was 2 days after that second TV show, which was good because my brain was so overwhelmed and occupied that I couldn't think, oh, poor me, I mean, it sucked, but I didn't have a moment to really think. In my business, I didn't want to tell people what was going on because I've seen it happen to other people where they basically get written off. So while I was recovering from my mastectomy, I'm, walking around with the drains, it's all disgusting and I can barely move. I felt so hopeless, like what could I do? And then the 2 shows that I had just taped aired while I was recovering. So nobody knew because they saw me, oh, she's doing great. This is, oh, there she is again. I was hobbling around like an old lady at home, like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. When I came back into the scene, I was, starting my reconstruction and still didn't tell anyone. Then I started going through radiation. Didn't tell anyone. The radiation was awful. But because I hadn't been telling people, or I had to keep my game face, because that's what I do, we finally came out of the cancer closet, as I like to call it. There's a brass players trade magazine called the Brass Herald, published out of England. We were interviewed for that magazine, and I had been in it a few times before, but they interviewed us as a couple. So on the front cover, you see this picture of the 2 of us, and oh, that's so cute. Yeah, they got married recently, blah, blah, blah. But then you open it and you start reading the article and you're going, whoa, hold on, what? It's not about really being a musician. This is about getting cancer. That's how we basically told the world. It's been this ongoing rocky road ever since. I won't say that I stopped certain treatments because of my career, but it definitely was a factor. I lost me. It sucked. But I've been able to pretty much do almost everything I would have done. A little harder now, but what am I going to do? I'm on more of a holistic path now, which kind of goes back to my mother's roots, which I really like. She was not a huge fan of Western medicine. My mother came here to the United States from Fukuoka, Japan. She met my father when he was in the military, got married in Japan, and that was back in the 60s. And the 60s in America were very different than the 60s in Japan. This was the era of powerful women getting towards that gender equality, and knowing my mother's personality, absolutely perfect. It wasn't just about acceptance, it was about really embracing it. That was a struggle of hers growing up, being very independent and very stubborn and not really being welcome as that character. They moved to New Jersey. That's where I was born. The only person other than my brother that looked like this half Japanese, half German, Scottish, English, Native American. Feeling like I'm in this place where I'm allowed to do things that my mother couldn't do. There were still obstacles, like playing the trumpet as a woman was not smiled upon. My mother really integrated so well. She was the mom who went on every class trip, came in and taught the kids how to do origami. I mean, I have friends that still talk about that. Hey, I remember when your mom taught me origami. She was a really good cook, but she could cook anything. And I think that's another thing that moving here, that's a gift that she got from this country was, wait, there's more than just Japanese food. This is great. And so she, made killer Hungarian goulash, which I now make. When I was in grade school, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. She lived with it for 10 years. But I think one thing that was really important to her was she had a network of people. She had doctors that really, really loved her. And you're allowed to talk about it here. And actually, her sister did pass away from it. I remember my mom came home one night and she said, oh, I was just talking to so-and-so and she's getting reconstruction. If she were in Japan, she wouldn't have had that conversation. I was basically raised to believe that I can just do things. And when you get a call to play at the White House, you think, well, of course I can do that because my mom took piano lessons and she threw pizza in the air. When you're born and raised here, to parents who were born and raised here, this is kind of taken for granted. I mean, you can push everything in this country. If you want to do something, just go do it. That doesn't happen over there. That doesn't happen in most places. And I travel the world. I just think I'm so lucky. If I weren't born here, I wouldn't be a musician. I probably would have been scared off before I started. I don't know where I would be or what I would be doing, but I'm guessing I wouldn't be as happy as I am. I mean, that's my mom. This is my life. I have a voice and I can say, I don't agree with you. I'm pretty sure you can't do that everywhere. And if you can, where do you find that strength to go ahead and do it? You know, you need an example, and one of them was my mother. This is my American dream. I mean, this is it.
I love Kiko Collins.
I like Kiko
She's
too.
very encouraging and very inspiring.
Yeah, and the way that she tells her story, you feel like it's really there.
I like it. I'm glad we played that again.
Me too.
Yeah, awesome. That was, I actually, when you said, you know, we haven't played Kiko, I was like, oh wow, I remember her.
Right.
I liked her.
She was great.
Yeah, I liked her.
Well, there you go.
Inspiring.
All right. Meanwhile, I'm inspired this evening because in about 2.5 hours from now, Yo-Yo Show, Jonathan Elias, the Grand Hustle.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one, he says. It's going to be a huge, huge, huge something, but he's not allowed to say.
Something major.
Something is going to happen. Watch Grand Hustle, BET this evening. Our very own Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Go root him on.
Yeah.
You excited for it? Or are you tired of watching yourself?
I'm not tired of watching myself, but something happens to where it's probably not the best thing for me. So
oh my God.
T.I. might not be too happy with my work today. But it's still.
But please root him on anyway. Yeah. Please root him on anyway. And for everybody out there, we're going to get to comments of the day in about a minute. We have about 10 or 12 social media questions that we have not gotten to in our show. It's coming to an end right now. But what is not coming to an end is me, Yo-Yo, and Belgium Kim. We're going to be back on Brad After Hours exclusively on YouTube at about 7:35. We're going to go for about another 15-20 minutes. We'll have a little more fun. We'll answer those 10 or 12 social media questions that we did not get to. So please subscribe right now to YouTube at Brad Show Live. You just Google, go to YouTube, just type in Brad Show Live. You'll find it right there and subscribe. And every time we come live on one of our pop-up shows on YouTube, you will be notified. We are right now notifying you that it's going to be at 7:35, but in the future, we're just going to go and do it. And you won't know unless you are subscribed to YouTube, to Brad Show Live on YouTube. With that said. Belgium Kim, comments of the day. Drum roll, please.
Our very first one is from Guinevere Solfa, who said it best, I felt. Salute to Queen Aretha Franklin, a beautiful woman, an unmatched voice. She will be truly missed.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Salute.
Yes. We had Samantha James from YouTube, who said, She was brand new, and she said, guys, continue to keep doing what you're doing. You help out with so many unanswered questions.
Wow, thank you very much. And that was a new person.
Newbie.
Brand new.
We like you, Samantha James.
Yes, we like Samantha.
And then our final one is from Brad Squad member Tanisha McNabb. And Tanisha said, I'm at the bus stop waiting for the bus, yet my head is down watching my favorite show instead of looking for the bus. That's it, Brad, I'm stuck.
No, you know what would be funny is if she said,
still there?
She's still there. She's like, the bus came and left, and I missed it because my head was down the whole time.
That's a true Brad
That is a true Brad Squatter. That is a true fan there.
Yes.
We like
That's
that.
awesome.
All right, so we are going to say goodbye to Brad Show Live, but Brad Show Live is not over yet. Catch us in about 6 or 7 minutes live. Brad Show After Hours on YouTube exclusively. Go to YouTube right now. Subscribe to Brad Show Live. We are going to be notified in about 6 or 7 minutes. We'll be back for some more fun and to answer the rest of everybody's questions. We'll see you in a few. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.